The claim is that there's an instinct within you that you could characterize as a spirit that pulls you out into the world to develop and expand your apprehension and to shape your attention. And that proclivity to develop in the world is also what makes you optimally healthy psychologically. Well, the counter proposition would be that the spirit that motivates your child to be courageous and curious and to expand his field of competence is the same spirit that, if manifested, would make him miserable and sick. Well, no creature like that could exist. It has to be the case that the force that inspires you to become who you are has to be the same force that maximally adapts you to the world, because otherwise, what sort of misshapen monster would you be? At your best, you'd be the worst, and that's no one believes that. And it isn't only that, it's that instinct is allied with what other people will find respectable and admirable, and that will bring them together around you and help you organize your community in a manner that's integrated and peaceful and productive. And it has to be the case, because otherwise our instinct to develop would be at odds with our social being, and that's a completely idiotic theory, and no one would hold that. And why wouldn't you presume that if you were a voluntary adventurer and your children imitated you, that they would be much more likely to be successful? And isn't it the case that if everyone was doing that simultaneously, that society would become abundant, just as the American society that you all inhabit has become abundant, and for those reasons? And wouldn't it be the case that if you did that completely and made the appropriate sacrifices, then no one could stand in your way? And so I think this story is theologically impeccable. I think that it demolishes the claims of moral relativism. I think it's easily understandable in that context, and I think it's biologically solid, and that's a pretty good definition of truth as far as I can tell. And it's also salutary, and it provides some security if you understand it, and it's highly motivational. And so maybe that's why we remembered it for 3,000 years. And maybe that's why it's the foundation of the most sophisticated societies on earth, and a subset of which at least are also the most productive and peaceful societies on earth. And so that's the story of Abraham.